fucking car to drive. And you talking shit about me? Shut the up. Y'all don't even got a fucking house to wash your ass in, and you talking shit about me? Shut the up.
Even like when my children, love my children. All four of my children are adults. And I told them, listen, no more handouts. No more handouts.
Floyd Mayweather's daughter has responded to criticism surrounding claims that her father no longer provides her with financial support. She maintains that receiving money from your parents is nothing to feel embarrassed about, while also claiming that Floyd cut off the financial assistance because he is allegedly facing his own money problems.
Wouldn't you want to? I want the same thing for my son. I don't want him to ever have to work. Why does that bother so much? And why is that always being thrown in my face like that's such a bad thing?
During a recent podcast interview, Floyd Mayweather Jr. spoke about how he handles financial support for his children. He explained that he has reached a point where he does not intend to keep handing them money whenever they request it. Instead, Mayweather said his goal is to encourage his children to stand on their own financially instead of depending on the fortune he built throughout his career.
They go shopping, they put gas in their car, they party, they come back, I need money, I give them money, I buy them houses, I buy them cars. Told them, listen, from here on out, if you guys go to school or you work in one of my businesses, then you can branch off, get your own business, and I'll put the money up to help you start a business, but I need you guys to take what I've already started and triple and double that, and then I need my grandchildren to come behind you guys.
Following reports that Floyd had ended her financial allowance, Yaya Mayweather drew attention by saying she was interested in finding out what it would be like to work a conventional 9-to-5 job. Her comments, however, immediately attracted skepticism from critics who questioned whether she could truly adapt to the expectations and pressures of an ordinary workplace after growing up with significant financial privilege.
Yaya Mayweather, right? So Yaya Mayweather is the daughter of Floyd Mayweather.
Right.
Obviously, Floyd Mayweather, a world-time iconic boxer, made $1 billion in his lifetime. Money Team.
Come on.
I seen her, and I was kind of torn. At first, everybody was like going at her, oh my God, y'all going broke. But I'm like,
never.
You know, I wasn't really mad at what she was saying. So basically, she was saying, lately, I've been bored. So bored, I was thinking about getting a job just for the fun of it.
Just for the fun.
Now, for full context, she's been rich her whole life.
Oh, like, yeah, she's a Nepo baby. She's a Nepo. She is the example of what it looks like to just only know lavish, only know luxury, only know the finest of the finest.
And then her dad is Floyd, so all he do is
floss.
Like, he got floss, he got 100 cars, he got all of this. They fly in a private jet. So her whole life is luxury, and she probably has never had to struggle or had any type of adversity. She don't know, and she can't relate to anybody. This is probably why she can't create no products or services to monetize her startup.
Skeptics have also questioned whether Yaya Mayweather has developed a strong understanding of managing money. Despite being raised around the considerable fortune associated with Floyd Mayweather, their argument is that having constant access to wealth does not necessarily teach someone how to handle finances effectively. Knowing how to control spending, build savings, and make sound investments can be just as important as having money in the first place, since poor decisions can gradually erode even substantial assets. The conversation also points to a broader issue often discussed within wealthy families, the challenge of preserving inherited fortunes across generations. Critics claim that many people who receive family wealth later in life struggle to maintain it, sometimes because they were never taught practical financial skills or were raised in an environment where privilege outweighed personal discipline.
I don't know how to do nothing. And she's sitting online saying, I'm bored. And y'all can say, well, her daddy rich, but like, well, what if something happens to her father? Oh, we got trust funds. Okay, cool. He may have trust funds. But does she know how to budget money? Does she know how to make money? Does she know the value of money? That empire, that estate is going to be gone. And statistics show that 85% of second wealth generators from their parents go broke because they don't understand how to manage it, which means there's a few reasons. Either we spent too much time making it, we didn't have time to educate our kids on it, and so we just gave them everything. Or two, they just don't give a damn. They just entitled, spoiled.
Yaya Mayweather has repeatedly rejected the idea that her life should be measured against the experiences of average people. Growing up as Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s daughter meant having access to a level of wealth, comfort, and opportunity that is far beyond what most individuals encounter. From her perspective, those circumstances shape the way she lives, which is why she has argued that applying the same financial standards and expectations to her as someone from a very different background is not necessarily fair.
Stop. Literally. Y'all have to stop comparing me. And even the people that y'all comparing me to, they have to stop. Okay? Comparing themselves to me. Because listen, you cannot y'all have to stop comparing me to people who wear fake designer stuff, okay? Let's start there. Who wear fake designer stuff. Baby, I'm walking into designer stores, Neiman Saks to get my stuff. They're not. They're getting these from these little boutiques, whatever. Let's start there. Now, then we're gonna go to stop comparing me to people who rent exotic cars, foreign cars. Baby, every car I drive, best believe, is paid for. It's not rented, paid for. It's in my last name.
Yaya continues defending her decision to accept financial assistance from her parents. Speculation surrounding Floyd Mayweather's financial situation has grown even stronger. Desiree claimed in a post on X that Floyd filed a lawsuit earlier this year accusing a former associate of allegedly costing him around $175 million. The lawsuit reportedly describes years of money being diverted, along with jewelry transactions involving approximately $100 million worth of pieces that were allegedly pledged for only around $13 million. It also includes claims involving a private jet that allegedly disappeared, as well as real estate deals that Mayweather says did not benefit him financially. These allegations have made Floyd's financial position a bigger topic of discussion. Although the other side reportedly disputes the accusations and describes them as baseless while also pointing to Mayweather's own spending habits, some believe Floyd simply spent through much of his fortune, while others speculate that financial pressure could eventually encourage him to fight again. There has even been renewed discussion about a potential exhibition with Mike Tyson as a way for Mayweather to bring in another major payday. After spending decades building the Money Mayweather image and reportedly earning more than $1 billion during his career, claims that a fortune of that size could have been significantly reduced have certainly raised eyebrows. The lawsuit further alleges that Jonah Reichnitz gradually gained influence over various parts of Mayweather's business and financial affairs. Floyd claims Reichnitz became a trusted advisor and was responsible for handling important financial matters on his behalf for several years.
Floyd Mayweather, let's go. So now he has filed a $175 million lawsuit against his business partner, Jonah Reichnitz. So the name should be familiar to you. He has been described as Floyd Mayweather's right-hand man for decades. Also, he has been named in several lawsuits with Floyd for them being involved in scams themselves. The lawsuits include allegations for fake exhibition fights, allegations for unpaid jet bills, unpaid jewelry, unpaid services provided. But in turn, now Floyd is suing him and saying, hey, I never saw this stuff. You have scammed me out of jewelry. You have scammed me out of money. You've scammed me out of real estate. And so this is a big, massive lawsuit, guys. What's also interesting is Floyd has had an interesting support for the Israel community. Jonah Reichnitz is a member of a prominent Jewish Orthodox family. I'm curious if he's going to continue to have the same set of support. I'm also curious to say if he's going to prevail in the other lawsuits. Is this a way for him to get out of it, or these foul?
Dana White has also commented on the reports involving Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s financial and legal difficulties, appearing to suggest that he could be open to offering some form of assistance to the boxing icon. White expressed sympathy over the situation, noting that it would be especially troubling for someone who had worked so hard to build such a large fortune only to have it allegedly lost or taken away. The lawsuit itself reportedly contains a series of serious allegations, including money being taken, questionable investment activity, bank transfers that were allegedly made without authorization, valuable jewelry that reportedly went missing, and claims that Mayweather's private aircraft was sold without proper approval.
The richest and one of the most dominant boxers in the history of the sport. But now, Floyd is stepping into the courtroom to fight for money he claims that he was never paid, and he wants justice on his terms. So let's talk details. Let me tell you about.
At the same time, Floyd Mayweather Jr. has reportedly found himself facing another legal battle. This one involving Showtime and his longtime advisor, Al Heyman. Mayweather is said to be accusing them of financial wrongdoing and claims that funds connected to several business deals were not properly handled. According to the allegations, he believes millions of dollars tied to his boxing career and other business ventures were either mismanaged or withheld from him.
A lawsuit in California against Showtime Networks and Steven Espinoza, claiming they helped his former advisor, Al Heyman, misappropriate a huge chunk of his fight earnings to the tune of $340 million. Mayweather says the money is still missing and unaccounted for, and he's now suing Showtime and Espinoza for aiding and abetting breach of fiduciary duty, civil conspiracy to commit fraud. Ooh, it's a serious accusation there. Conversion, unjust enrichment, and he's seeking punitive damage on top of the missing $340 million. So why is Floyd suing him, and what is he claiming? Well, Floyd argues that during his legendary career, where he generated $1 billion in revenue plus and pay-per-view money, a significant portion of the funds that he made through those events, through his fights, didn't make it into his hands because they were funneled through accounts controlled by his then
Steven Espinoza, who previously served as Showtime's president, also responded to the accusations surrounding the dispute.
Too much about it. The lawyers have asked me not to, but obviously Floyd is looking for $340 million, which he, I think, supposedly discovered 10 years later is missing. I think you can tell by my tone what my thoughts are about that. And look, all I can say is I'm confident in the legal process. I'm confident about what the facts are going to show, and I look forward to this playing out in court so everybody can see exactly what is true and exactly what where the money went. Because if you look at the how my career has played out, I spent my career going back to representing both Mike Tyson and Oscar La Hoya. I've spent my career making sure that fighters are treated fairly and have gotten compensated fairly. And I've never done anything, but that. And I think at the administration that I ran at Showtime was one that was very fighter friendly, and I stand by that. And I know my reputation will continue to be.
Veteran boxing analyst Teddy Atlas pointed out that Steven Espinoza, the former Showtime executive, was reportedly included in Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s lawsuit. Atlas acknowledged that he has never been particularly fond of Espinoza and suggested that some fighters may not have received the full financial benefit they expected from certain boxing-related agreements. Atlas also noted that there is speculation among some observers that Mayweather's lawsuits could be connected to the enormous expenses associated with his lifestyle. According to this view, Floyd's heavy spending and ongoing demand for cash may have contributed to financial pressure that was not immediately visible to the public.
Know what the truth is fully in there. I know Steven Espinoza was named. He ran Showtime at the time. He was named him. I never was a fan of Espinoza. Again, I'm not afraid to say and not mince my words when I feel a certain way. And I've taken arrows for it, and of course I've also taken some praise for it. That people say, hey, Teddy's going to say what he feels. I was never a fan of him. I never thought he was a man that kept his word. I never thought he really did a great job over at Showtime. I mean, they put some good fights on because the fights were available, because the landscape made it available. Where there was, there was a lot of job shortages in the business, if you will, and people are eager, of course, to fight on a platform like Showtime if you're going to pay them. It's a lot of fighters available, and you didn't have to be talented to put on good fights at Showtimes. Like I said, There weren't a lot of places to go. There was a lot of unemployment. There were not a million places to go and get paid. So if there was a place, boom, there was a line of people waiting to...
Former ESPN columnist Jason Whitlock has argued that Floyd Mayweather Jr. may have spent enormous amounts of money in an effort to maintain his connection with popular culture and keep up with other high-profile celebrities. Whitlock suggested that Mayweather's expensive lifestyle could have played a role in creating financial difficulties and possibly contributed to significant debt, but he also speculated that Floyd might eventually consider stepping back into the ring after retirement as a way to generate additional income, cover his financial responsibilities, and potentially settle outstanding debts.
There is an example of the stupidity of living for the culture and trying to be relatable and trying to be this incredible icon or example of, look how much money I've made. He's blown it all, and now at 49 years old, he's got to go back into the boxing ring and continue to fight because he's in a lot of debt. And this is what I was trying to make the point to Cam Newton about. This whole, I'm doing it for the culture. What is doing it for the culture?
Floyd Mayweather has been presented by some critics as an example of what can happen when maintaining a wealthy public image becomes a major priority. Jason Whitlock argued that Mayweather spent heavily trying to stay connected to celebrity culture and showcase the enormous fortune he had built. He claimed that Floyd may now be dealing with substantial debt and could eventually need to return to boxing at 49 to generate enough income to handle those obligations. Whitlock connected this argument to his broader criticism of the idea of doing things simply for the culture. Mayweather earned more money than almost any boxer in history. Yet, questions about his finances have continued to emerge after years of extremely expensive spending. His public image has long featured high-end automobiles, costly jewelry, private aircraft, luxury properties, and an extravagant lifestyle centered around his wealth. Critics maintain that sustaining that level of spending can become extremely expensive, regardless of how much someone earns. The ongoing claims about Mayweather's financial position have therefore sparked discussion about how quickly massive fortunes can be reduced when expenses consistently exceed what is financially sustainable. Without effective financial planning, sensible investments, and controlled spending, even an enormous fortune can eventually face serious strain.
Well, money's just flowing. And even as much money as he's made in his career, which he's probably made as much, if not more money than any boxer ever, like there's all these lawsuits. Like he hasn't been paying things and he owes money on this and owes money on that. And it's like, and then he's got to come out of retirement.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. I think it's just the lifestyle that Floyd lived.
Yes.
I think he can't fathom to just live a modest lifestyle. It's like he gotta be lavish.
Right. He's got to have those videos where he shows you all the watches, where he opens the case up, you know.
All the money. He gotta show that he got $1 million in his backpack. And, you know, he got the latest watch and the latest car and look what I just bought.
And when you get into latest watches and latest cars, you get into that shit. Like, boy, that money goes quick.
Terence Crawford believes the discussion surrounding Floyd Mayweather should be taken as a warning for younger athletes everywhere. He emphasized that no athlete can assume future income will always be there, making smart financial choices, investing wisely, and preparing for the long term extremely important. Crawford explained that money can be used to create additional wealth, but relying on the expectation of another major payday can also become dangerous. If athletes spend heavily because they believe another large check is always coming, they can eventually put themselves in a difficult financial position. His message was simple: planning for the future matters, and not everyone takes that responsibility seriously. Shakur Stevenson, however, offered a different perspective while defending Mayweather. Stevenson argued that even if Floyd were experiencing financial difficulties, comparing his circumstances directly to those of an average person would not provide an accurate picture. Mayweather has earned an extraordinary amount of money throughout his career, meaning that what may appear to be serious financial trouble from the outside could still leave him with a level of wealth that most people will never experience.
With Floyd right now, about the money issues, coming back, like, what do you think about stuff like that? What's your thoughts on that?
You know, I try not to get in too much of that kind of stuff because, right, people could talk about, oh, Floyd broke and Floyd this. Man, even if, let's just say, coincidentally, Floyd broke. Floyd broke ain't like everybody else broke, bro. Like Floyd broke is a different type of broke. Like, Floyd broke is our super rich at the end of the day. So now to see him come back fighting, I don't know. Like I don't know. Maybe you know what I think my thing is with Floyd? I know him. So like me knowing him, I know that he just loved boxing too.
Stevenson has also argued that Mayweather's appearances in the boxing world should not automatically be interpreted as evidence that he needs money. From this viewpoint, Floyd continues to participate because the sport has been central to his life for many years and remains something he enjoys. Although Mayweather officially stepped away from professional boxing, he has continued taking part in exhibition matches and making appearances connected to the sport. His name alone can attract enormous attention and generate significant revenue, giving him plenty of motivation to remain active around boxing. Stevenson's position is that any return to the ring could be about more than financial necessity. It could also reflect Floyd's passion for boxing, his enjoyment of entertainment events, and his desire to stay connected to the sport where he built his legacy.
I'm not gonna ever say it that like what it is. But like me talking to him, like I done sat on the phone with Floyd for hours. And in conversation, I just realized like, yo, this dude is just, he like in love with boxing. Like he's obsessed with boxing. So like, he probably just can't hang the gloves up. Like, he can't let it go.
He never really did.
He can't let it go.
He kept doing with the exhibitions.
Yeah.
He never really did. He'll take a break where you don't see him, but then he back in the gym. It's just crazy, like thinking of Floyd being 50, having to go to the gym and spar 3 days a week, bro. That sound crazy.
I mean, it look like he doing it well though. Like even when I watch the videos, I'm like, man, this don't look like no 50-year-old fighter to me. Like it looked like a guy that, I ain't gonna say in his prime, but he look like in his 40s. That's the
thing. Floyd past his prime is better than a lot of guys in their prime. That's the thing, because he just knows so much.
Too much, yes.
Been on too many big stages.
So, that's all. What's your take on Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s reported financial situation? Share your opinion in the comments below.